guys, today I want to give you an update on my euonymus stem cuttings. I planted my stem cuttings in the fall of last year. I tried 3 stem cutting propagation methods. The first method is planting the stem cuttings directly in pots. The second method is by layering, and the third method was an experiment because I planted the stem cuttings directly in the soil. In this video, I'll give you an update on my euonymus and we'll discuss which method works best. First, before I show you my euonymus, let me share a comment I got from Ross, a subscriber, saying the layering method worked for him. I love your feedback, by the way. Thanks, Ross. It's encouraging and makes me happy that I help you. So if any of you have any feedback, please leave it in the comment. I love to hear from you. Now let's take a look at my euonymus. My goal is to cover this chain link fence with euonymus. Look how big it got. It was small when I propagated it last year. Here, let me show you how it looked last year. Now look how big it got. Remember, I put landscape staples to hold my euonymus in place and rooted them in the soil. If you want to learn exactly how I propagated my euonymus, watch part 1 of this video. I'll leave a link in the description below. It was so easy to propagate by layering. And to be honest, I kind of got busy and ignored it and wasn't actively watering it. I think it helped that I planted it in the fall when the weather was cool so it didn't dry out. Plus, it's in partial shade. If you're doing this in warmer weather, you should keep up with the watering for at least the first few weeks. Now I owe you guys an update on the experimental method, where I just planted the euonymus stem cuttings directly in the soil instead of in a pot. Let's see. Here's one. It's alive and looking healthy. It's definitely rooted and established. Here's another one, but there are no leaves. This looks like a dud. Let's dig it out and see if there are roots. No roots. This one sadly did not survive. As for the first method, when I planted the stem cuttings in pots, unfortunately I can't give you an update because I sort of messed up and I was cleaning up my garden and got rid of the pot by accident. I'll have to try it again this year, but I think it should work because my experimental method of planting the euonymus stem cuttings directly in the soil worked. So what's the best propagating method for euonymus? In my opinion, the best method is layering. It had a 100% success rate for me. And as for planting stem cuttings directly in the soil, I think it's something I would do moving forward, even if it only had a 50% success rate, since it's easy and I skip a step. I don't have to transplant from the pot to the garden. If you want to see how I propagated the euonymus, watch the part 1 video here. I've also had success propagating hydrangeas from stem cuttings. Watch part 1 video here. I even have an update 1 year later on my hydrangea stem cuttings. It's so easy. If you like this video, please give it a like and it will help me a lot, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching!